chicken heel, same thing as the Seth Rollins title reign. So as much damage as they've done to Kevin Owens, he still gets the job done. He goes out there and makes the most of what they give him. And hopefully that will continue. And hopefully eventually the WWE will go all in with Kevin Owens and give him that push that the fans really want to see, where he's protected, he's booked super strong, and he's given a super strong run. That's really the only thing missing from his WWE run so far. But Kevin Owens is the man. All right, now we move to number 2. All right, Shinsuke Nakamura. Wow. The first thing I'm going to say is I've got to be realistic with this. You know, the Blitz team voted him at number 2. There's still definitely a new car sent situation with Nakamura, where we got to wait to see where he settles in his standing with the WWE audience after the new car sent wears off. And where he settles may not necessarily be his fault, because the WWE always wants to fit these guys into a cookie cutter mold. Well, we need you to cut promos. We need you to do this, backstage interviews and that and this and that and this and that. And they may end up highlighting his weaknesses too much, rather than just really featuring his strengths. And what are his strengths? Obviously, right now, people love the theme song. They sing the theme song when it's over. They're singing the theme song during the middle of matches. People like his entrance. You know, the Michael Jackson-inspired stuff, which is not everybody's cup of tea, but some people really like that. It's different. They think it's cool. But for most people, where he's going to connect is with the charisma, the body language, and the storytelling in the match, if he's given the proper amount of time to do the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen so many of his matches, and he's had such great matches. Of course, the WWE is calling him the artist, which I think is ridiculous. He's the king of strong style. His wrestling style is predicated on his striking. No, he's got wrestling moves he'll hit you with, and this, that, and the other. But when you give Shinsuke Nakamura 25, 30 minutes, and you tell him to go out there and just tell a story, you're going to connect with him on a rare level. That's where he's at his best, is with the storytelling in the ring, with the body language, the mannerisms, the facial expressions, the striking, the selling, you name it. And he's so much fun to watch in those main events. So will the WWE feature him in the best role and capacity, you know, that really feeds into his strengths? That remains to be seen. But as for now, he couldn't ask for a better start, and the Blitz team put him at number 2. All right, now we get to number 1. And I will tell you, and I will show you the voting results here in a little bit. I will tell you, the guy that won this poll at number 1 won by a fucking landslide. By a fucking landslide. He was a 3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, a 2-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, a 6-time TNA X Division Champion. He was an ROH World Tag Team Champion, an ROH Pure Champion, an IWGP Heavyweight Champion, a PWG World Champion, an RPW British Heavyweight Champion, and WWE Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, you guys know I've talked about AJ Styles for years. You know, we'd be in the middle of a Raw review, and I would tell you, you guys got to go and look up the match AJ Styles had last week on TNA. And, you know, I was always giving people a heads up to AJ Styles. And, you know, in my opinion, the best all-around wrestler of this generation and one of the best all-around wrestlers of all time. He's right there in that debate. If this is a lunchroom, he's sitting at the lunch table with the best workers of all time. The guy's a great athlete. You know, he's innovative. You've seen a sliver of what he can do in the WWE. You're talking about a guy that's way past his prime. You're talking about a 40-year-old. Way past his prime. But if you guys do a little YouTube search for AJ Styles' best moves, you're going to be blown away. One of the most innovative wrestlers of all time. And he's got that swag. where he comes down, he comes out and he's posing for the crowd, and he walks to the ring with that confidence, and he gets in the ring, he's got the gloves, he does the thing with the gloves, and a lot of people connect with that. Like, man, this dude is just oozing confidence. And then he gets in that ring, he works snug, the strikes look good, the mat wrestling looks good, the aerial maneuvers look good, the selling looks good. He does everything really well. And I've always felt he's been underrated as a talker over the years, because he gets the job done as a talker. Is he Stone Cold Steve Austin? Nope. Is he The Rock? Nope. Is he Ric Flair? Of course not. But he gets the job done on the mic. And he's a guy who fans just want to see. You want to see him wrestle again and again and again. And watching AJ Styles wrestle, I'll tell you, I've been watching him for a long time. It never gets old. It never gets old. He's been watered down by the WWE with his in-ring wrestling. He's been absolutely watered down. And his matches are still amazing. Still amazing. So when you're talking about someone who's, and by the way, let me just throw this out there. To bring number 2 back into it, Nakamura. If WWE plays their cards right with Nakamura, and they, see the value in AJ Styles and actually start protecting him and give him a super push for a while, has anyone really realized that we have an opportunity from a stylistic standpoint to have Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels 2.0? Now, obviously, you're not going to have the animosity between the two. These two guys respect each other. But when you're talking about the flamboyant style of a Nakamura, you had the flamboyant style of a Shawn Michaels, and you're talking about the pure technical prowess of an AJ Styles, and you're talking about the excellence of execution in Bret Hart, do people not see that there's a similar dynamic between these two? And the WWE could really run with it and put on a series of main events, championship main events, that could have people talking for a long time, for decades to come. You go back and look at those Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels matches, they were fantastic. That Iron Man match stands the test of time. These two guys have a similar dynamic and contrast in styles. No pun intended, but I guess it works. Where they could put on, how about pun intended, a phenomenal set of matches and just have a phenomenal feud that spans over the course of years. So, I mean, I really think they have a great opportunity with that. But like I said, we got to see how, after the new car set when Nakamura wears off, we'll see where we're at. But yeah, when it comes to AJ Styles, he's done something a lot of people didn't think he could do. He stepped into the WWE ring. He stepped onto the WWE stage. He stepped into that WWE cookie cutter, and he's still gotten himself over with the crowd. The worst thing AJ Styles has going is his theme song. You can hear that the fans have a disconnect with the theme song. He likes it. The fans don't connect with it. His TNA theme song was way better, right? Get ready to fly. Come on, that was a great song. People could argue over which song throughout his career you like more, but that's mine. Okay? That's the only disconnect. So he comes out and the crowd pops like, oh, it's AJ. And they're like, oh, it's that theme song. And then they go to the AJ chants. And I've been saying for a while now that if you took a poll with the WWE fans, where you asked the WWE fans, who's your favorite wrestler right now? AJ Styles wins that vote by a landslide. So it does not surprise me that the Blitz team voted AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, as the number 1 best in the world wrestler in the WWE. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run through the scoring so you guys can see the other wrestlers that received votes. All right, so here we go. There were 48 different wrestlers that received points in the vote, and I'm going to run through the voting results starting with number 48. So at 48, Rusev received 1 point. 47, Carl Anderson received 1 point. At 46, Andrade Cien Almas received 1 point. At 45, Mickie James received 1 point. At 44, Big Cass received 2 points. At 43, Trent Seven received 3 points. At 42, the Usos received 3 points. At 41, again, I didn't vote. I'm just relaying the message. Paul Heyman received 3 points. At 40, Ty Dillinger received 4 points. At 39, Randy Orton received 6 points. At 38, Emma received 7 points. At 37, Charlotte received 7 points. At 36, Apollo Crews received 7 points. At 35, Chris Jericho received 7 points. At 34, Jinder Mahal received 8 points. At 33, Matt Hardy received 9 points. At 32, Pete Dunne received 10 points. At 31, The Revival received 10 points. At 30, Braun Strowman received 10 points. At 29, Alexa Bliss received 11 points. At 28, Cedric Alexander received 11 points. At 27, Eric Young received 15 points. At 26, Sasha Banks received 16 points. At 25, the Authors of Pain received 16 points. At 24, American Alpha received 16 points. At 23, Johnny Gargano received 17 points. At 22, Tommaso Ciampa beat him out by 1 point with 18 points. At 21, The Miz received 21 points, so here's your top 20. At 20, Baron Corbin with 29 points. At 19, Drew McIntyre with 30 points. At 18, Sami Zayn with 34 points. At 17, Jeff Hardy with 37 points. At 16, Roderick Strong with 50 points. Your top 15. At 15, Aleister Black with 51 points. At 14, Hideo Itami, a.k.a. Kenta, with 55 points. At 13, the highest ranking female, with 57 points, Asuka. At 12, with 70 points, Cesaro. At 11, just missing the top 10, with 116 points, Bray Wyatt. Now we get back to the top 10, and I'm going to give you the points here. At 10, Seth Rollins had 120 points. At 9, Neville had 120 points. At 8, Finn Balor had 169 points. At 7, Austin Aries had 214 points. At 6, Bobby Roode had 224 points. At 5, Samoa Joe had 243 points. At 4, Brock Lesnar had 267 points. At 3, Kevin Owens had 292 points. At 2, Shinsuke Nakamura had 429 points. And at number 1, in a landslide, AJ Styles wins the vote as the best in the WWE, the best in the world, with 619 points. So, for everybody that enjoyed participating in this, or anybody who wants to participate in this in the future, you could participate in future top 10 lists like this one right here on BlitzSportsNetwork.com. I hope you enjoyed this video, but I'm going to get the hell out of here. But I just got to say it one more time. Number 1, the man. And to be the man, you got to beat the man. In the Blitz Team Top 10 voting list, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. All right, we get it. You want to push some fucking pussified, emasculated bullshit. You go ahead and push it. But guess what? People are changing the fucking channel, motherfucker. John Cena will forever be trash. It's garbage. It's dumb. It's fucking trash. Because guess what? It's not good. Fuck that pussy shit. It's garbage. Big, hot, steaming pile of shit. Do I look like someone who wants to fucking see that?